Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome to Superhero Sitdown, episode 9, where I sit down with someone who loves superheroes and we talk about the things we love, which is superheroes. So, guys, on today's episode, I have a very, very special guest over from the Rio Rejects, and his name is Greg Alba. Say what's up, Greg.
What's up, guys? I'm Soup's older brother, Greg Alba. I'm happy to be here. A lot of people don't know about me, but I taught him everything he knows, and he looks up to me every day. Our mom prefers me. Let's just keep it at that.
So, guys, what you guys don't know is that I've been watching Greg, growing up as a kid, watching all his reactions, all his videos, and to have him on my show today, it's really surreal. So, Greg, just to give my audience, some background of who you are. Who are you? What do you do? And where can my audience follow your content?
Who am I? I'm Greg. I am a Virgo, which means virgin. And that's a sad fact of my life. I grew up in Los Angeles. How detailed should I be here? I grew up in LA. I was raised in North Hollywood. And my passion has been in film. I did not go to college. I think if you talk to me long enough, you'll pick up on that. And what else? Go to college, Soups. Go to college. You're 11 years old, right? Yeah.
Closer to 11.
Who am I? What do I do? Okay, what I do. I run a YouTube channel with my buddy John, and what we do is we do a lot of trailer reactions, YouTube video reactions, and we like to really give a lot of reviews in them too. So we do movie reviews weekly, or usually once a week. Live streaming now. I go on channels like Screen Junkies often now, and John Campia's show a couple times this year. And I feel like I don't know, it's kind of, I have the harder, I could describe someone else amazingly. Describing me is always a bit of a challenge. So I feel like I want to go, where do I start? And yeah, we do sketches every 2 to 3 months. We're working on, I'm trying to come up with another one right now. So yeah, I've been doing YouTube for about, I want to say 5 years, somewhere there. Yeah, it always feels like it's been 2 years. Every year feels like 2 years, but then I'm like, oh, it's been about 5 years now. So yeah, I guess I'm a YouTuber, I guess. Yeah.
And after watching you for so long, it doesn't even feel like 5 years. I've been watching you for 3 years now.
3 years, really?
Yes, it feels like just the other day. Like.
Okay. So your big thing is superheroes. You have a bigger Instagram following. I don't really go on my Instagram, but you have a pretty big Instagram following. It's all about followings here. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, I started on Instagram and then I branched off to YouTube, and now I'm making content, making videos like this. It's just so much fun for me, and I'm really enjoying this process.
Oh, dude, you have this youthful love for it that I have completely lost. I don't have love for it. No, it's great that you have that, man. No, keep that passion and drive going. Are you popular in school?
Well, when I originally started, I was actually like getting made fun of, and there's still those whispers in the back. And people still make fun of me, but for me, I'm doing what I love. Like, there's no one that can, make fun of me and, really attack my self-esteem when I'm doing what I love. And I've been actually approached like 2 or 3 times now by some random person that just comes up to me and says, "Hey man, I'm watching your video. I watched your videos and they're pretty badass. Like, I enjoy your content." And
that's great. For
me, those 2 or 3 interactions that I've had in person have been so fulfilling for me, and it's crazy.
That's great. Your passion really shines through when you talk. Are you doing this so you can have people come up to you and have girls come up to you at school? You're hoping to get more popular, because I did this way after my school years were done, but I thought, like, man, if I did this during my school years, is that what you're trying to do? You're trying to get more popular for the girls, right?
Whoa.
Or guys? I don't know which way you swing, but it doesn't matter which one.
Well, when you start a YouTube channel talking about superheroes, Greg, it's pretty hard to get some clout with the girls.
We'll see, man. We'll see. I'll catch up with you in a couple of years. Yeah, I'll catch up with you in a couple of years. So let's see how your life is going at the time. But that's great, man. Have you grown up? You're in Florida, right?
Yeah, born and raised in Miami, and I love the city so much.
That's like party central over there, I hear.
Yes, it is.
You don't seem like the party kind of guy to me.
Well, I am every now and then, but there's no place I'd rather be than filming an episode of Superhero Sitdown with a person like you.
That's very kind of you. What's your ethnicity, by the way?
My ethnicity, I'm Hispanic.
What
My
what what tail Hispanic are we talking here?
So my mom's side is from Nicaragua, and then my dad's side is Cuban. And
Oh, you are from Miami. Awesome.
yeah,
Awesome.
that Hispanic, mixture right there.
Yeah, no. Do you sing?
No, no.
I want my this whole interview. I want to be honest, but I'm also going to try whatever I can to make you uncomfortable at any given moment. Now, it's just for my.
Come on, man. All
So,
right, so Greg, moving forward to today's main topic. So
mhm.
yesterday, we all were just casually going about our days, and then we all got this notification of a small trailer that dropped, Marvel Entertainment, and this is the Avengers Endgame trailer too. So Greg, my question to you is, what is your initial reaction to this trailer, and how do you feel about it overall?
It's funny because before this trailer dropped, and the week leading up to this trailer coming out, I found myself just really thinking about Avengers Endgame. And I was thinking about it to the point of, when you watch a movie and you love it so much and it just won't leave your mind for a
Yeah,
long time, just keep thinking about it. I haven't even seen Avengers Endgame, but I found myself for like a solid 3 days just thinking so much about this movie on my own time. And then I was like reading up on it, and I went back and I reread the last half of the Infinity Gauntlet comic book. Uh,
yeah,
and the reason why I think in my first reaction for it, we were all very excited. Like the first trailer I'm talking about, we were all
yeah,
very excited for it. And I feel like some people might have misunderstood some of the excitement during such a dark, depressing, kind of bleak trailer. And that's because the reason I'm super excited for it, I love the kind of action films that are very personal, where they feel very emotional, because
yeah,
when the action is happening, when any type of sequence, you don't need a lot of fight scenes for something like that. They could come intermittently, but when they're there, your pulse is pounding. It's more than just like, yeah, go get him.
yeah,
It's more of like you really want them to win because there's that fear of death. And everything about the Endgame marketing and the trailer have been selling me on mood, tone,
yes,
emotion, and not on crazy visuals or spectacle or look at all these people in one movie. It's all
yeah.
been on the emotional drive. So I'm super excited for it, because out of all the Avengers matchup movies, this is probably going to be the most personal one, and personal action superhero. That's my kind of jam for sure. More than spectacle. I wouldn't be surprised if I walk out of this going, this is my favorite Avengers movie I've ever seen. What about you? I just saw that you did a reaction. I didn't know about it, but so I haven't had a chance to hear your thoughts.
So coming off of this trailer, Greg, this was an extremely emotional trailer from beginning to end. The trailer starts off, you know, giving us those nostalgic MCU scenes from previous MCU films. And then what one thing I liked that was really smart that they did in this trailer was they recapped on Infinity War. So they recapped on Infinity War and established, where Thor was at, and where he is now. He's traumatized. He saw everyone die right in front of him. And then that emotion just builds with that music. And you start to see some glimpses of some action sequences. And, with this film, more than any other film, us as fans, I feel like we don't want to see an action sequence because we're scared. Like,
Yeah.
we're
Oh yeah,
scared
that
at
Captain
any
America
moment
scene scares me. Yeah.
someone like Cap or
Yeah.
someone that we've been with since day one is gonna drop, and we know that someone is gonna drop in this film. So,
It's gonna be
you
Rhodey.
know,
It's just gonna be Rhodey. All the big. Yeah.
War Machine is a big death.
Yeah. Vision's gonna come back and die in a minute. They're like right away. It's gonna be very lackluster. No, it's gonna be great. I agree, and and like in terms of that personal drive, that's a big part of why my favorite moment out of all the cool moments and the new Avengers outfits that look like they're a quantum realm kind of outfit.
Yeah.
My favorite moment is definitely Cap locking the shield and the grind. And like that's the best moment because that's the one that gives me the most like, I'm worried he's gonna die in
Damn,
that
this
scene.
is it.
Yeah, I'm concerned he's gonna die in that scene, but at the same time,
Damn,
I'm like, this is gonna be something excellent. And you touched on something that I surprisingly haven't touched on. Um, Marvel for the longest time, like when DC was having its struggles with really establishing themselves, one of the benefits they would always give DC was, well, at least they got good music. You know, like their music's really great. And the thing with the Endgame trailers, when I was doing cardio at the gym the other day, I've never done this with any Marvel song ever, like that was composed for the movies. I put on the Endgame trailer song just to work out to, and man, like that shit gets you pumping. That's like getting ready for battle. So good call on the music,
bro. After this trailer, I swear to you, like I was ready to go to war. Like,
don't do that. You're gonna.
No. That's why we're sitting here. But but in that scene where we saw Cap strap up, like that for me is for sure gonna be the final scene or final straw that we see Cap in for sure. Because I think so, because one, he's strapping in his shield, which means he's gonna go into close combat. He's not gonna throw the shield or anything like that. He's getting ready to go at someone. And especially with, you know, all the build up to Endgame and all the theories speculating on who's gonna die, I think if there's ever someone to make that sacrifice play, it's definitely going to be Captain America. And that is just the way you see his face and the way he grins and the way his hands shaking when he straps up the shield. Just everything is building to that scene. And I feel like that is the most anticipated scene that we've seen in any pieces of footage. But this movie clocked in at 3 hours and it's done editing 3 hours. So Greg, they have a lot to play with. And that might not even be the final battle. So
it's the opening scene. No, I imagine that maybe. And no, I mean, I don't think it would be the final battle. I'm kind of back and forth on that moment, if that's his final moment, because of the fact that the Russos have been very good at keeping specifically this one very hush. And they also show with Infinity War, they trailer manipulate quite a bit. I'd be pretty. It's one of those things where I'd be like, I'm surprised they showed that in the trailer, and then I'm at the same time, if it happens, I'd also be like, well, I'm not surprised they showed it. Either one, I'm surprised, but I'm not surprised, which I guess is the right medium point to be at for any of these. I'm pretty surprised we haven't seen any of Thanos in this movie, but I wonder if we're holding off on showing Thanos, because Infinity War felt a lot like that's Thanos' movie, and they want to bring this back to really being like, no, this is an Avengers movie first and foremost, and not Thanos' movie. So that could be the reason why I think we haven't actually seen the front face of Thanos in this movie or something like that. Or he looks like the genie right now, and they're still fixing the visual effects or something.
Yeah, so, you know, for Thanos, I speculated before this trailer came out that they weren't going to show him at all in any of that marketing. And we got that little tease from that first trailer of him walking in, you know, his farm or whatever. But I don't think they're going to show him in any more of the marketing because, you know, Infinity Wars was Thanos' movie. And I feel like if they hold off on the marketing and they don't show us any Thanos, one, that keeps us guessing. And I don't know if you've heard, but there have been theories going around that Thanos might not even be the main villain. And right now, the Russo brothers have us in panic. We're all just latching onto whatever we can get on, whatever we can latch onto. And some people are saying that Thanos might not even be the main villain. I think he's for sure the main villain. And they're going to keep that focus between Thanos and the Avengers. But once if they don't show Thanos in any more of the marketing, then when we first see him in Endgame, that scene is going to carry so much weight and so much depth. And you're going to be in the theater and you're going to be like, damn, like, holy shit, this is Thanos. Like,
yeah, you got to build up the fear element, I think, a hell of a lot, because Infinity War starts off with Thanos, and a lot of the time with a build up to a villain, especially now that we have Thanos so well established, I think you do have to like keep him off screen for quite a while. That way, when they do find him or actually see him, it's scary. Because they're like based off some of the images, and you know, like I said, there's often trailer manipulation in there. It looks like the Avengers headquarters probably gets attacked because You know, like there's the moments in the Endgame trailer where you have, you know, Ant-Man running up the pencil,
Yeah.
and you have Rocket on top of War Machine's shoulder, like that. They all look like they're part of the same sequence, and it looks like the Ant-Man sequence is part of that too. And they're suiting up at the Avengers facility in the Super Bowl spot. So I start to wonder if maybe the Avengers headquarters was attacked in that moment, and that's the scene we're watching, that specific moment. But yeah, I know, like it keeps you going. I'm kind of hoping I don't figure out too much about this. I don't try to actually go into how this movie will unfold because I kind of don't want to know exactly how it's going to unfold. I like to be as surprised as possible with it, and but I am just very much excited because of. Yeah, I would actually kind of hate it if Thanos wasn't the main villain. I would hate that idea.
Me too. After building to him for 10 plus years,
yeah.
And now you have after that Infinity War ending, like they have to get back at him.
Exactly.
That would just be stupid to introduce like a new villain. Or there's theories about them bringing back Ultron, and I would just hate that. I need them to keep the spotlight on the Avengers getting back at Thanos.
Yeah, because some people theorize that the Infinity Gauntlet is broken after what happened in Infinity War, but he did use it to escape. He used it to escape away from Thor, and he even sees Gamora inside of the Soul Stone, supposedly.
So for the people that say that, they're basically coming off of a statement that the Russo brothers made when they said that the Infinity Gauntlet was permanently damaged. But
that doesn't mean it doesn't work.
Yeah, that doesn't mean it doesn't work. And my personal opinion is that I think that he can still use the gauntlet, but he just can't snap. He can't do the snap again. But he can still use the stones and the powers that the stones possess.
Exactly. Like when I saw the trailer, it looked in the first trailer, it looked like the gauntlet was kind of morphed onto his hand or something.
Yeah, it like melted onto him.
Yeah, exactly. So I imagine that maybe it's not its full potential, but I mean, if he was able to escape using it, I'd imagine that it still has some functional capability. It's not like a cell phone you drop in water, it'll still be fine, I imagine. But yeah, no, Thanos has to be the main villain. I'd be very surprised. I wouldn't like it because that's part of the beautiful effect that Infinity War has had. Because I said this in our trailer breakdown, in Infinity War, when you watch that movie, it feels like it's like, oh, this is more personal. Yeah, Loki died, the Asgard people. Like, yeah, this is definitely more personal. But it still feels like they're gonna beat him. You're still like, they're probably gonna beat him though. So when they lose. Part of why that's such a great setup for Endgame, for a part 1, part 2 kind of film, is because that means the second Endgame starts off, you're in for a super, super emotionally effective personal journey with the highest stakes. So if you don't have Thanos as your main villain, it would be very frustrating to me. Or if they beat him or something in the first 30 minutes, and not even like beating him would be the solution to bringing everyone back. It
would be like one of those situations where you lose in like a game of like, let's say basketball, and then you want a rematch, but the guy just quit. Like you can't get back at him, and my god, it's just so annoying to think of the possibility of Thanos not being the main villain.
Yeah, it's true. Whenever people give me rematch opportunities in basketball after I lose, I usually quit. So I can't really relate to that metaphor. Do you play basketball?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so you're athletic. You're athletic. Athletic guy, loves superheroes. I'm getting a good breakdown of your profile. What's like your real passion in though, man? Like, do you want to create? I know you're doing these videos and stuff, and you're passionate about superheroes. But do you want to write? Do you want to make comic books? Like, what's your main passion?
Well, my main passion is superheroes, content creation, and entrepreneurship. I love business, networking with people, marketing this brand, and it's just all of it combined together in one. It's just the perfect combination for me.
Normally a statement like that would be a little bit intimidating, but you seem like you actually really like people, which makes you very likable. Or you're a great sociopath, and I'm buying into it.
No, I'm not.
I'm just messing with you. I'm going to say that a lot. I'm just messing with you just to make you feel that easier.
So getting back to the trailer, another piece that was really missing from this trailer and from all of the marketing in general is the Hulk.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't show Hulk in any of the footage. And they didn't even put him on the poster. It's Bruce Banner on the poster. So the fact that they're keeping Hulk so secretive leads me to believe that his entrance is going to be insane. It's going to be big, way bigger than Thor's entrance in Wakanda. And we're going to see Hulk at his full potential in this film. As, you know, Thor Ragnarok and Infinity War, Banner has been fighting with the Hulk. We didn't get any of the Hulk in Infinity War. And now they're saving Hulk for Endgame. This was all a part of a bigger plan. And now in Endgame, you know, Bruce Banner and the Hulk are going to come together. We're going to get Professor Hulk. And we're going to see Hulk go ham in this film. Like, there is definitely a reason that they're keeping him off the marketing and off of the posters that we saw.
What if how Hulk was manipulated in the Infinity War trailers? What if that's how it is here, and all those moments with Bruce Banner are actually the Hulk just grieving, reading? I'm just fucking. I mean, that's not a real theory. I think that would be a cool. I feel like he'll probably have some grand entrance there. Are you really sold on the whole Professor Hulk concept?
I'm sold because that same leak that leaked Professor Hulk is the same leak that gave us the Quantum Realm suits and, you know, the concept art where we saw Captain America's new suit, Black Widow with her long hair, Tony in his new suit. And we've just gotten so much from that same leak that it leads me to believe that we're going to be getting Professor Hulk, as well as it all concludes his arc that he's had across Thor Ragnarok and Infinity War. You know, the Hulk and Banner have been at war within each other. And now I feel like in Endgame, they're going to finally unite and we're going to see Hulk at his full potential.
You see, I do like the idea of a Professor Hulk, especially if they are able to find. I feel like if he does finally get his own standalone movie, a third title shot at getting his own standalone movie,
yeah,
I feel like having him as Professor Hulk would be something that's very different, and it would allow for a natural comedic infusion in the movie.
For sure.
So I do think a Professor Hulk concept is something I could definitely see happening, and it would make sense for that arc that the Russo brothers have talked about, how he does arc from Ragnarok to Endgame. I just find it so funny how toys nowadays can ruin so much of a movie for you.
It's crazy.
Like, they spoil so many things. Like, I never look up the toys or hear anything about that unless someone else mentions it to me. And then like with the Avengers suits that you see in Endgame, they reveal those in the merchandise, and I hadn't seen that merchandise, and so I'm like, damn, people got that really spoiled for them in advance, you know? Because if I had seen that before, my reaction would have been, hey, I like the toys I saw, you know?
Yeah,
and probably would have been less enthusiastic about the suits themselves.
Yeah, for sure. The suits got leaked a while back, and you know, it wasn't really a surprise that they were there because we knew that they have been leaked. But it was more of when we finally saw them in the trailer, it was more of a, damn, we're like actually getting these suits. And, you know, on screen with all of them wearing it, it looks so good.
Mm-hmm.
It looks so incredibly good.
I feel like I've heard a variety of opinions, and the opinion that we all had was, oh, it's the quantum suits from the one that you see Hank Pym wearing in Ant-Man and the Wasp, just updated. And then some people have said it looks like the Avengers suits some people have referenced Gamora. Some people don't like it because of the fact that they think it's just a uniform that they're all wearing. But I'm like, no, it's definitely not a uniform. It's definitely a special type of suit designed for them to endure something very specific and and most likely the quantum realm elements to it. I love how even with Rhodey's quantum suit, how that one is much thicker. Like, that's a thick suit, and but Tony, because that could be skinny still.
Yeah, and that was a weird shot because you see Rhodey in his full armor, and it's just the same colors as the quantum realm suits, and then you see Tony, and he's not wearing on armor. It's just basically the suit the same way it's on everyone else. So
he doesn't share that nanotech. That's the thing. He doesn't share that shit.
Yeah. And another thing too is that they're keeping that new suit that is more classic to the comics. They're keeping that new suit, you know, they're keeping that under wraps into the final film.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I think so. I think Pepper's definitely going to come in and be rescued.
yeah,
I have a, I, I've heard other people say it, but I do believe it that somehow Pepper will play a factor into Tony and Nebula making it back to Earth. They feel I feel like they're hinting at it so much,
yeah,
like both of these trailers start off with the official
Tony.
trailers, not the Super Bowl stuff. They both start off with Tony talking to Pepper, sending a message, and the second trailer, the flash of her holding the helmet, there was that photo that leaked of her in an Iron Man like suit.
Yeah,
I just have I'd be very surprised if she didn't play some it's gotten to the point where I'd be surprised if she actually didn't play a factor into
getting him.
helping rescue Tony. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
So,
do you think about that, Soups?
so I think that Pepper is definitely going to play a role in the way Tony and Nebula get back. But we saw Tony and Nebula back with the Avengers in the trailer, and this was something that was inevitable because this is their final movie together. But one of the biggest criticisms about this trailer, and one of the only criticisms, is that they showed Tony and Nebula back together instead of saving that for the final film, where that would carry a lot more depth, considering the fact that we haven't seen the Avengers reunited since Age of Ultron, really.
That's fair. I mean, that was something that in our breakdown we were a little back and forth on because I'm very 50-50 on whether or not they're actually there. Honestly, I'm not 100% sold.
And
there.
I can guarantee you that Professor Hulk is probably in that shot as well because he has his own quantum realm suit as well. But again, they're saving Hulk for the final film. So
that's cool. I didn't even think about that. That's cool. That's cool. This was worth the talk just for you to tell me that. That's pretty cool.
And Greg, the craziest part is that we saw the same shot at the end of the Super Bowl TV spot, and Tony and Nebula weren't there. They weren't in the quantum realm suits. And after watching this trailer, it really got me thinking of how much could all this be fake. This could literally all be fake, and we don't know it.
Dude, yeah. I mean, you know what? I feel like I'm kind of stiff here. I'm going to take this off and just hold it 1 sec. Sorry, man. I just want to feel like I'm just like very stagnant. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. When I watched the trailer for, if you watch the first trailer and then the second trailer, that shot, I don't know how to describe it. Sunset in the background, it's the one where they're in the silhouette and the
Avengers facility.
Yeah. They're not there in the first and second trailer, but they're there in the silhouette shot in the Super Bowl section. And then you watch the second trailer when they do the close-ups and there's more people there, you know? And it's gotten to the point, especially I actually think the Russos kind of just talking freely about why they manipulate trailers has made the whole breakdown and theories that people do and speculation probably the most fun I've ever had in participating on it, because you could be breaking this shit down, but then you're also sorry, am I allowed to swear? I noticed I kind of swear an awful lot. I'm good. All right. Yeah. So I've noticed fuck bullshit. I've noticed they've been breaking down because of that element of when you're breaking it down, you're also like, but all this could be fake. None of this could matter what I'm saying, It might not even be in the movie. Because there's something about the shot of when they're all in the suits, right? When they're all in the suits and you see Tony and Nebula, you kind of have to look out for that. You have to go, oh wait, shit. It's easier because Nebula's in 2 shots, but Tony's in 1, and you kind of have to go, oh wait, fuck, they're in the shot. They're in the shot, and it just kind of feels fake. I feel like with the way it looks, I wouldn't be surprised if they weren't really in those shots and they were just trying to mislead us. But then it does make. To me, when I see that sequence, it looks like they're probably going into the moment that we saw with those leaked photos when they're back in, the Chitauri attack when Loki.
The Battle of New York. Yeah,
so I'm like, well, it would make sense for Iron Man to be there because he's there with them and they're all wearing that wrist thingy. But there's especially Nebula looks like she could be like they just CGI'd her onto something. There's something about the shot that looks suspicious. That to me, the shot in Infinity War when they're all running towards the camera that everyone loved that's not in the movie. It looks like there's elements of that could be repeat of that one, you know?
Yeah, I get you. And bro, I'm still amazed that we still didn't get that shot in Infinity War. You know, that was the money shot of the trailers. And you know, now coming over to the marketing for Avengers Endgame, any of this could be fake. And you know, just there's just so much doubt in all of us because, and this is the beauty that Marvel has done across Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, because they've filmed fake footage, they've, you know, CGI'd some stuff, faked some stuff in the trailers to make us completely think something, and then what actually happens in the film is something completely different. So we can talk and we can speculate, but at the end of the day, whatever we're talking and whatever we're speculating is probably going to be 99% wrong when we actually go see the film.
Yeah, I would love it if none of this footage was in the movie.
Imagine.
they because the Russos said that they supposedly, I don't know if the Russos said it, but it's been reported that they're only for the marketing, they're only allowed to use about 8 minutes worth of footage that they're pulling from a specific 8 minutes. Mm-hmm. And you know, to think about it, I'm like, well, it wouldn't be too hard to cut 8 minutes out of your 3-hour movie. So this could be all moments that are not in the actual film for all we know, you know?
It's all reshoots.
What's up?
It's all reshoots.
Yeah, it's all reshoots or some shit like that, man. But yeah, I haven't been this excited for I get pretty excited for comic book movies, but there's this movie's giving me anxiety because I keep looking out for movie tickets to go on sale, and I get that. I'm very anal about my seats. How are you when it comes to your seats? Do you care where you're sitting? Do you like really particular about it?
So when it comes to my seats, I like to sit in like the heart of the crowd, because when everyone's cheering, like, I don't know, I just like to be in the middle of all that.
Dude, thank you for bringing that up, because that was something that I felt is really special to me about these Avengers movies. It's like being a part of an event when you're at the theaters.
It's like watching a Super Bowl. Like
yes.
It's like the Super Bowl of nerds. Like,
I know, it really is.
The trailer, and we're all sitting in the theater, and then when we see something badass like Thor in Wakanda, you know, we all rise up and we all make some noise. There's nothing that could ever like take us out of those moments. That moment will forever be etched in my mind, and it was one of the greatest moments of my life, to be able to just make as much noise as I possibly could, because Thor is in Wakanda, and then he drops the hammer, bring me Thanos. I'm just waiting for another scene like that'll get us nerds, you know, standing up off our seats.
I think this movie's definitely gonna have that, like,
for sure.
I think we're gonna be a more serious crowd when we watch it now. We're all gonna applaud at the beginning when the Marvel logos come on, but the crowd experience is like I cannot think of another movie that I was fortunate enough to go to a press screening for Infinity War, and then I went to opening night on an IMAX screen for Infinity War, and both times were like the exact same crowd, you know?
Yeah.
And from like even at the very beginning when Hulk shows up and starts fighting Thanos, everyone starts cheering.
Yes.
When Iron Man gets stabbed and you think he's gonna die.
Oh my God, the gasps.
Yeah, it's that I love that experience so much, especially with Iron Man, because there's this thing in Marvel where you're like, come on, quit being pussies, kill off Iron Man, do it. And then the second he's about to die, you're like, no, don't die, Tony, I don't want you to die. And I love that emotional pull they do with you with that. And so yeah, like that event experience is something that I just don't feel like I really get from movies now. 99% of the time when I go to the movie theaters, I'm usually annoyed because someone's kicking my seat, someone's on their phone, someone won't shut up. But with Infinity War, like, we're all participating. And I'm like, compared to like when we're doing these YouTube videos, when I watch a movie, I'm a very respectful moviegoer. And that movie specifically, Infinity War, I was really a part of the crowd and like cheering and clapping, like very audible throughout. Like, it was one hell of an experience. And because of the bleakness this movie is setting you up with Endgame, I'm not 100% sure we're gonna be feeling that from. I don't think we're gonna be like woo the whole fucking time. but I think it'll have its like well, it'll really earn its moments when we
Yeah.
are feeling that way. Like there'll be some heartbreak moments, but there's going to be some triumphant moments for sure. You know, when Captain Marvel steps in and saves the day, she just punches everyone and solves everyone's problems.
Speaking of Captain Marvel, you know, after Infinity War came out, I'm going back to watch another Marvel film in Captain Marvel, and I'm ready to have the same crowd, bro. I walked in, and like she gets her powers, whatever, she goes Super Saiyan, and I'm like, let's go, let's go. I'm like the only one in my theater, like trying to like make noise and like make it a good, fun experience.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, damn, this isn't an Avengers movie. This ain't Endgame. So I'm just, that whole experience just adds so much more to the film. And
Yes.
that's why with these Avengers movies, just they're just something else.
Mhm.
And it's not even about Marvel, DC, or anything like that. It's just these Avengers movies, what they do, like the anticipation, the hype that builds within all of us. And then the one thing that's different for Endgame than for any other Avengers film is that in this film, we have our hype levels are through the roof. However, we have that doubt, that fear within us that, damn, we're not ready to see our Captain America exit. We're not ready to see Iron Man exit. We're not ready to see Thor exit. And as ready as we all are, we still aren't ready to see those heroes finally exit the MCU.
Yeah, it's like we think we are, but we never really are, you know. And we're going to attach them because a lot of, especially, it's funny because with characters like Thor and Captain America, I feel like unless you had comic book, I mean, this doesn't go for everybody, of course, but it seems like for a lot of people, if you had comic book knowledge installed in you, like I grew up, Captain America was my favorite, so yeah, Captain America is my favorite.
Yeah.
I feel like for the most part, Thor didn't become really lovable until his most recent solo installment. That's when people like loved Thor. Yeah. Captain America, I feel like people liked him a lot more in Avengers Assemble, but they really grew to really love him in Winter Soldier. And Cap is someone who consistently gets better every movie. Thor gets better. Even when you think you're kind of like, man, they're really using a lot of Iron Man for all these things in Spider-Man Homecoming, whatever. He even gets better, and we get to explore different shades of Tony through Civil War. Like I don't know, a lot of people won't agree with me on this, but my personal favorite Tony Stark performance is actually his performance in Civil War. I really
liked his. That was one of my favorite, Tony Stark performances in that film, and just the struggle that he had with, does he want to do what's right, or does he want to, side with Cap and keep the Avengers united?
Yeah. I love his performance of that because he's always seems like he's about to snap. Like he's just on edge. His humor is just his defense mechanism humor. You can feel behind every joke. There's anger at the end of every one of those. Like you're like there's some anger that he's just not saying, that he's trying to not. Like by the time they get to the airport and he's about to fight, they're about to have their Civil War fight.
Yeah.
You see him there. He just looks so damn tired. like I haven't slept in 36 hours, and I'm trying to keep my cool, but you're making this very hard for me, man. And then so by the end, when he cracks and he's like, "Fuck this, I'm gonna kill Bucky," that to me is my personal favorite Tony Stark performance. So I'm like, even there, like we've had so much Iron Man by that point. But even by the time you get there, it's like, man, they still evolve him. In Infinity War, he was my favorite performer in that movie. Out of all the performances, he had my favorite performance in Infinity War, and that's why it was heartbreaking when we're like, oh no, don't die. Every time I watch you in a new movie, I fall back in love with you. I don't want you to go, and I'm a little more nervous for Tony to actually go in this one. As much as I've been like, man, they got to kill off Iron Man. Whenever it comes down to the possibility that they might, it's the last thing I want. So I'm kind of concerned they might kill off Iron Man in this one. We'll have to wait and see, though.
Yeah, I mean, going into Endgame, they're for sure gonna kill off one of the Trinity. So either Captain America, Iron Man, or Thor, or maybe all of them. They might all die.
Yeah, that would bode well with everyone. Yeah. You really got to commit to this, you know.
But just know if they all die, I might die with them because I might not make it out
Yeah.
of the theater after that emotional roller coaster that they're gonna take us on.
They don't bring anyone out of the snap. Guardians 3 is canceled.
Was a prequel.
Yeah, Spider-Man Far From Home is pulled out of theaters. It's baked up there with New Mutants. It's never going to come out now.
Coming out on Hulu.
Yeah, all Spider-Man Far From Home is all fake footage shot for fake promo for Endgame. Yeah, that'd be the ultimate twist right there.
Oh my god. So, Greg,
my question for you though is since you're very comic, you seem like very superhero knowledgeable. Mm-hmm. How can you ever go bigger than? Is there a villain you can personally think of? Like I was on the live. We did a live stream today, and at a 45-minute live stream, I'm sure most people didn't get to this point. Mm-hmm. Someone asked me about the Disney Fox merger and what I personally would want to see from it. And yeah, do I want X-Men and Fantastic? Yeah, sure. But the thing I really want is a solid movie with Doctor Doom featured in there because we need a really good, if it's not bigger than Thanos, not more powerful than Thanos, we need someone who can kind of be the middle ground, I think. I didn't say this in the live stream.
Yeah.
I feel like it could be the middle ground between like the personal type of villain and menace of like something where it's like you're somewhere between a Thanos and Killmonger, somewhere there, you know? And I feel like Doctor Doom could bridge that of having just from both of them. You know, he's still superhuman, but he's not as crazy insane as someone like Thanos. You know what I mean? And so, like, what villain do you think they could introduce? Do you have someone in mind who, like Thanos, to me, is like the top of the top?
Yeah. So right now I have 4 potential villains for the next phase or the next future of Marvel. Okay. And starting with the top of the list, which is probably the most speculated, the most expected, which is Galactus. He is definitely a universe uniting villain. You need the entire universe to take out Galactus. And we haven't seen him. I'm not even going to count the Fantastic Four 2 film showing Galactus. I'm not even going to count that. So we haven't really seen Galactus in a live action movie. And for them to, with this new Disney Fox deal, for them to bring in Galactus with the next phase and really reunite everyone, because the next villain is going to have to be bigger than Thanos, because not only is it the Avengers, but it's the Avengers, the Guardians, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four. Yeah. And it's just so much firepower, and they're going to have to be bigger than Thanos. I mean, yeah, bigger than Thanos. Well, so my next candidate is going to be Kang the Conqueror. And
yeah.
He's someone who we've never seen in a live-action film, and he's someone who's definitely up there when it comes to power. He deals with a lot of time travel. And with them touching upon time travel in Endgame, that concept would have already been introduced by the time we get Kang. And then my next 2 candidates are both on the same level, but I'm leaning more one way. The next 2 candidates is Doctor Doom and Magneto. Now, we've gotten a lot of Magneto in, the Fox side with all of the X-Men movies. And we're used to the character of Magneto. But Doctor Doom, we've never really gotten the Doctor Doom from the comics, where the Fantastic Four shouldn't be able to take out Doctor Doom. You need the entire universe to take out Doctor Doom. And hopefully with this new Disney Fox deal, once they introduce Doctor Doom, which there actually have been talks of a Doctor Doom film being in development at Marvel, but the details of that haven't been released as the deal still isn't closed yet. However, getting back on track to what I was saying, Doctor Doom is definitely a universe uniting villain.
Yes.
I think it's about time we see Doctor Doom at his full potential, and I hope they do the character justice.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why it's smart what Marvel's been doing with going more cosmic and actually getting the Infinity Stones, the whole journey of that. I'm sure it'll come back in some way, but kind of getting this journey out of the way, because like when I read the Infinity Gauntlet comic book recently, I had sort of forgotten about how crazy cosmic that comic book goes, and how you do see a lot of these beings who would pose a real threat to Thanos.
Had tribunal, eternity.
Yeah, like all these people, like all these beings that would have, if Thanos didn't have the gauntlet, they would have posed a major threat to Thanos and probably easily would have taken him out. So there definitely are bigger people out there. So that's why I think it's actually smart to get the Infinity Gauntlet thing out of the way, and then you can focus. And I think that's why it's smart to kind of expand the cosmic world of it. Although, like I noticed we are kind of hopping in and out of something that's like bigger and then smaller, bigger and smaller, like that. Yeah. That's why I'm kind of I'm pretty excited what Far From Home is the next one, because that brings it back to a very sort of grounded territory of like you got Captain Marvel, which is fucking space and all this. Then you got
you got Peter Parker.
Yeah, then you got Peter Parker on a field trip now. Like just a very much more toned down adventure.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to still have those elements infused in there because if you just keep it giant and big only, then it loses its effect. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And they're definitely going cosmic going into the future because they have an Eternals movie that is set to come out in 2020. So we do know that they're going cosmic. Yeah. And with Captain Marvel being the lead, and her Brie Larson's contract is rumored to be around 7 to 9, a 9-movie deal contract.
That's a lot of movies.
Yeah. That is a lot of movies.
A lot of Cat Marvel right there. Do you think they'll ever call her Captain Marvel?
So I actually have a theory on this. So in her entire movie of Captain Marvel, she was never called Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Now, I think that in this film, she might get her name Captain Marvel because of Captain America Sacrificed, where she gets Captain. And then Marvel, she's like branching off of Marvel, and then she just puts that together and Captain Marvel. The two people that sacrifice themselves so like that she could live, and then she just puts that together and she becomes Captain Marvel.
She puts it together. Maybe Nick Fury puts it together for her.
Or Nick Fury.
How about Captain Marvel? I feel like he'd probably do it. Do you think there's going to be a scene where they all find out that their group was named after her?
That would actually be a dope scene. But
it'd be a funny scene.
Yeah, it would be.
That'd be a funny ass scene, I think. Yeah.
You see, they're in like Nick Fury's office, and they see the photo of Avenger Danvers.
Like they're all upset about that because I love the scene in Thor Ragnarok when they're talking about what they should call themselves. The Revenges, like that. So I feel like it'd be funny if like they don't even know who she is and then they all find out that they're named after her or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be dope.
Yeah. So. Again, this trailer came out of nowhere. And Greg, I don't think anyone expected for Marvel to drop a trailer a week after Captain Marvel comes out, because in all of our minds, we thought that Marvel wants to keep the focus on Captain Marvel, let that film do well for a couple weeks, and then go all in on Avengers Endgame. We do know that the tickets for this movie do go on sale April 2nd. So that was the projected release date that we all had pictured in our minds for this new trailer. Now, Greg, now that they dropped this trailer, March 14th, do you think that we are going to get another trailer before Avengers Endgame arrives in theaters April 26th?
No, I think we'll get TV spots. I don't think we're going to get another trailer, though. And I feel because I know there are channels that do reactions that will react to like a gajillion TV spots.
Yeah.
And there was a time where I would even do that. But then after a while, you're like, you're not out of shit to talk about. You're not out of shit to say. Just but TV spots. But with something like Infinity War or Endgame, people watch those TV spots. People will watch that shit for the one extra second of new footage that you didn't see.
That one new shot.
Yeah. Oh, Spider-Man kicked Thanos. Like that one little glimmer. You're like, oh, did you see this trailer? And so I think the TV spot, because I feel like most people when they catch their TV spots do come from YouTube ads or just seeing it on YouTube now. And as opposed to, even though it's called TV spots, most people probably watch them not from TV, and so I think we're gonna get a couple. I think we'll get a few more of those, especially when the tickets drop. There'll probably be some like TV spot for the announcement that the tickets are out now. But other than that, I don't think we'll get another full trailer. I don't think we need another full trailer. Both trailers have already demolished the internet We all know it's coming. We don't need any more. Like, I really hope they don't. And I also think, in regards to the earlier part of your question, I think the reason they released the trailer was very smart, because I like you. I was there thinking, oh, they'll probably release it when the tickets go on sale on April 2nd. You know, they'll probably do that. As a matter of fact, I thought, like, I freaked out because once I got our video up, I was like, oh wait, shit, are tickets on sale? Like, I freaked out thinking they were out. But I think it was smart because there's so much additional competition for Captain Marvel to sort of fade away. Not through March, but in April, you know, we're getting Shazam, we're getting Hellboy, Curse of La Llorona comes out at some point. I don't know if that counts.
Game of
Thrones. I think the movie's coming out the weekend Game of Thrones comes out.
No, so what's happening with that is that Game of Thrones comes out 2 weeks before Endgame comes out. Well, it starts, but the Battle of Winterfell.
Right, that's what it is. Yeah, okay.
That comes out the weekend that Endgame comes out. And to be honest, Greg, between those two, I don't know how I'm making it out of that weekend, bro.
I can't just watch it. I'm like you, man. I can't just watch it. I have to also make videos about it. Yeah. So it's just like, man, I just need. It's like the most fun work in the world, but they're like, I want to chill now.
Me and you are not sleeping that whole weekend,
bro. I haven't slept in a couple weeks, man. It's a conflict. Anyway, but yeah, I was thinking that it's smart because a lot of the debate when these movies come out, like for Ant-Man, there was that talk of, do I really need to see it? Is it important for me to watch it?
Yeah.
In regards to Avengers, I think after the footage you're getting in Endgame, you're like, yeah, it's important you watch it. And I think the same type of conversation is brought up in terms of Captain Marvel. Like, do we need to actually see this in order to watch Endgame? Personally, I don't like the idea that I have to. I would prefer if I could watch Endgame and go, I got more from it because I watched Captain Marvel, but I don't need to see Captain Marvel. But I think the idea that they had, because we all knew Captain Marvel would be in the second trailer, and I think the idea is that Captain Marvel's been out for almost a whole week now, and if we release a trailer for it and we show Captain Marvel's in it, that'll make more people go. I feel like it's more of a marketing thing. It'll make more people go, well, if she's in this and her movie is out, I should probably go watch her movie now, shouldn't I? You know, to keep the train rolling, because I'm really curious to see what second week box office performance is on Captain Marvel.
Yeah, because bro, right now Captain Marvel made $500 million on its first weekend, and it's actually the #1 opening for a female-led solo film.
Yeah.
So, tipping my hat off to Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I'm happy for them. I'm really happy for them.
Yeah. So, you know, my personal thoughts is that I think that they are gonna drop a second trailer, and that
you think that?
Yeah, I think they're gonna drop a second trailer because after getting something like this, like Greg, imagine we got this trailer April 2nd, and this trailer ends with tickets on sale now. Yeah. I'm going on the Fandango app and I'm buying like 5 tickets for the whole weekend.
Yeah, of course.
So I think once tickets go on sale, they're gonna drop something that's gonna make us all, you know, go over to the Fandango app or Atom or whatever and buy tickets for the entire weekend.
Yeah. So I hope Fandango up their server, man. I hope they
fix it. I remember for Infinity War, the servers like broke.
Oh god, that is there's nothing more stressful than that.
And then
you finally get it working and it's all sold out. Like, I hate it.
Yeah. Like you click choose seats and everything is gray.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the worst feeling. Yeah.
Real.
At first it looks like, oh, is it all open? Oh no, it's the exact opposite. It's all taken. It's all taken. That's too bad.
So Greg,
okay, I'll give you credit, man. If it comes out, I'll shoot you a text right away.
Hopefully. And at the end of the day, they can drop a second trailer without showing us stuff again, but there's no context behind anything we've seen in any of these trailers. So yeah, they could show us some action, but we don't know what that action, you know, why that action is happening. We don't know anything that's happening really. So even if they drop a second trailer, it won't matter as long as they don't spoil anything amongst the entire plot, because as of right now, we don't know anything out of the entire plot. We don't know anything that's happening, yet we've gotten so many glimpses, so many different shots of action sequences, but we don't know anything that's happening.
We kind of got shots of. We got shot. No, you get action sequences shots. We got shots of a moment within the action sequences that are not action. Like we actually haven't. The most action we've seen is Black Widow doing target practice. Like, or that, but we haven't even like Cap loading the shield is badass, but are like,
Yeah.
we don't see him hitting anybody. We don't see him like fighting anybody or anything like that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I feel like we're in for just a world. I mean, 3 hours to me, it's so weird to go, yeah, I could do 3 hours. I could do 3 hours multiple times. Yeah, I could watch this like 4 times. Sure, why not? Let's go for it, you know?
No, and I was thinking about it, and I'm going to watch Endgame Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, that weekend that it comes out.
Do you get IMAX?
Yeah. Well, the first night I'm probably going to go watch it in IMAX the first time I go watch the film, and then the other 2 times or 5 times, however many times I watch this movie, it'll probably be regular showing. But I was doing the math, and for those 3 times I'm going to watch that, that's 9 hours of sitting in a movie theater. Like
longer than that, man. You got the trailers. You're there.
Yes.
Add on another hour. You know,
10 hours of sitting in a movie theater, and that's just crazy. That's crazy.
Well, I saw The Dark Knight. I think it's somewhere between 8 or 9 times, and I saw it 8 or 9 times in the theaters, and that movie was about 2.5 hours. So if I was able to do that for The Dark Knight, and that was before they did reserve seating, like, so I would wait in line like the first 4 times I watched that, I waited in long ass lines for The Dark Knight. So yeah,
bro. And for Infinity War, I waited 4 hours to be the first person in line.
Oh, you didn't get reserve seating for that one?
No, I didn't.
Do you guys get reserve seating out there?
Well, now there's reserve seating, but for the time being, there wasn't any reserve seating. So for Endgame, you already know I'm spamming those seats in the middle rows.
Yeah. See, I'm very particular about that. Like if I, especially for a first time viewing experience, if I am not in the middle, or at least now I've become more lenient. I could be like a little bit away from the middle, but I gotta be somewhere near the middle. Yeah. Because I've left movies before, but I'm like, I care too much about this. I just can't be to the far left of the front to watch this movie. I gotta be like somewhere with a great view so I could absorb this film.
So for Infinity War, I actually ended up watching that film 5 times.
Good shit, damn.
Yeah, but I never got to reaching my max, which was Logan, which was 7 times. But,
okay.
So I ended up watching it like 5 times, and then that whole weekend it was sold out. And then after watching it the first time on opening night, me and my friend, we were like, bro, we gotta go watch this again. Like, I can't. Like, we gotta go watch this again. So we copped tickets for Friday, super last second, and we actually ended up sitting down. You know where the handicap section is in the theater?
Yeah.
We actually ended up sitting there because our seats were in the front row of the theater. We didn't want to like break our necks like looking up. So we literally sat crisscross applesauce in the whole handicap section of the theater.
That's smart, man. You got to do what you got to do sometimes. I've done that before. I've done the thing where I don't know how your theaters are, how different they are in Florida, but I've sat in the spot like on the usually by where the handicap is, and there's the row behind you, but there's no seats. I've just sat on the floor of that for movies before because my seats sucked. So I've done that, man. I care more about where I'm watching it from than I do having a seat. Often I'll stand sometimes if I need to. I'll stand. I just care about absorbing it in the right frame. You know.
Yeah. So, Greg, that concludes today's episode of Superhero Sitdown. Do you have any more final thoughts you want to share?
No, man. My final thoughts are I love your energy. I love your enthusiasm. I love your passion. You're really good at what you're doing. You're very knowledgeable too. And this was really fun. And the time really flew by for me. You know, when you tell someone you're going to do an hour. Trust me, I've been through it enough where I'm like, I'm really feeling this hour, and the time really flew by. And you're very kind and you're very considerate, and don't lose that passion, man, and don't lose that drive. It was a real blast talking to you, dude. And I hope we do stay in touch over the years. And I can't wait to see your opinion on the actual film. It sounds like you're probably gonna love it no matter what. I feel like no matter what happens, you're gonna like it. There's nothing that'll happen that'll make you not like this movie. I don't know what scenario exists where you don't like this movie. Yeah.
Yeah. 1 out of 14,605,000
chances. Yeah. That's the number right there. I had a theory that real quick, my final thought. This occurred to me today. You know how they've had talks about the barf technology that Tony has in Civil War,
Civil War,
how that might come into play here in some factor. I have some. I mean, 14,600,000 something is an awful lot of things to try to figure out.
Yeah.
But you know how there's shots in the trailer that look like they're from Infinity War, like with Thor and Stormbreaker.
Yeah, or when he's charging out.
Yeah, or even Nebula charging at him. Like these kind of look like they're from the same moment. And I don't know if they are or aren't, but I kind of imagine that maybe with that whole 14,605,000 thing that maybe they're going back and playing it through the barf technology because they're trying to figure out ways of outsmarting or actually being able to beat this guy or something like that. That's like my one last little theory.
And actually, coming off of what you just said, there was actually Avengers 4 set leaked photos that showed the Tony Stark wearing a SHIELD outfit, and then he was carrying an orange briefcase, and it said barf on it.
Oh, so, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Man, it's hard to keep shit secretive these days.
You have a photographer in every corner now. So
God damn, that's insane. But yeah, man, no, this was great. And you're great at what you do. And I hope you get a bigger following and stuff because you really deserve it, man. And I hope you get a lot of girls from the giant following you gather in the next 2 years, just going to college and getting, oh, you do YouTube, don't you? Oh, can I go on your channel? It's never happened with me, but it'll happen for you.
Yeah, hopefully.
But I see your real passion and why. It's to get attention. I understand. Don't worry. I don't judge you. I respect that.
So, Greg, to be honest, I would do this all again without recording. This was so much fun for me. Thank you for coming on the show.
I don't talk to people unless it's being recorded. I hope you. John's over there. You know John, right?
Yeah.
John, shout hi.
Hello.
Yo, John, what up?
John, what up?
Well, John, why don't you just pop in here and say hi to him? He's working on a video right now. SUPES.
Yo, what up, John? Oh my God.
Going. I'm gonna press my head against Greg's head. It's going all right,
wrapping it up right now. So.
I'm wrapping up some videos.
Hey.
Ready for the evening time. How's it going? Has he been good?
He's been good. It's been great.
Yeah, was I fine? I don't know if I was fine. Was all right?
Yeah, I mean, this is super fun.
I paid you this major compliment, and you said nothing about me. So I mean, at the beginning you said
no,
but I don't know how this concluded. If actually talking to me let you down or not,
I mean,
man, this is so fun.
This
was really the best episode.
He thinks he says the best episode.
Oh, dude, well done, man.
They all say that.
It's because I'm here.
It's because John showed up. Get back to your table, John. This is my interview. Mine. My time. See? That's the only time I talk to him because this was being recorded. Other than that, it's not. We won't speak a word to each other. But no, yeah. I feel like if we're in Florida, we should hang out. Or if you ever come to California,
sure.
let me know.
For sure.
I'll introduce you to people. I know so many people.
All the girls.
Yeah. So many. Yeah.
So guys, thank you guys for watching Superhero Sitdown episode 9. Make sure to check out Real Rejects, links in the description. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys next time.
Peace.